Exotic weapons and armor aren't just powerful in Destiny 2. They define the meta, shape entire playstyles, and unlock insane synergies that can turn you into an unstoppable force. When combined correctly, these exotics can completely break the game, letting you spam abilities endlessly, melt raid bosses in seconds, or shrug off Grandmaster tier damage like it's nothing. Whether you're looking for infinite ability regeneration, near invulnerability, or absurd damage output, these 25 exotic combos will change the way you play, making even the hardest content feel effortless. Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're diving into the top 25 exotic weapon and armor combos that are dominating PvE. Some of these will make Grandmasters feel like patrol zones, while others will let you solo flawless dungeons or carry your team through raids with ease. If you want to maximize your survivability, ability uptime, and raw firepower, this list has something for you. Before we dive in, we're doing a $50 giveaway. To enter, simply subscribe to the channel, comment your favorite exotic combo below, and join our Discord, link in the description. The winner will be drawn at 30,000 subscribers, so don't miss your chance. Also, timestamps are available for easy navigation, but trust me, you won't want to skip a single one of these insane loadouts. And if you think you've seen the best combos before, wait until you hear about MOO1. It's completely game-breaking. Let's get started. First up, we've got Vex Mythoclast and Rain of Fire, a Warlock powerhouse for non-stop damage and instant reloads. Vex Mythoclast is the only primary ammo fusion rifle, meaning infinite sustain and no reload downtime. But the real magic comes from Rain of Fire. Every Icarus dash instantly reloads your weapons, keeping Vex firing non-stop. Then there's Radiant. Every fusion rifle kill grants a 25% weapon damage boost, and since Vex never runs out of ammo, you stay permanently radiant, buffing all your weapons. Pair it with heat rises to stay airborne longer, maximizing Rain of Fire's airborne effectiveness boost, and Icarus dash to keep reloads instant. This setup dominates high-end PvE, making dungeons and nightfalls effortless. If you love fast, aggressive gunplay with infinite firepower, this is the ultimate Warlock fusion build. Next up, we've got Grand Overture and Spirit of the Eternal Warrior, a Titan combo built for devastating burst damage. Spirit of the Eternal Warrior, found on exotic class items, grants a 25% weapon damage boost for 30 seconds after using your super, as long as your weapon matches its element. That's where Grand Overture comes in, a fully automatic arc machine gun that stores tracking missiles as you fire. Pop Thunder Crash, land massive damage, then immediately swap to Grand Overture, now boosted by Spirit of the Eternal Warrior. Hold reload to dump a full volley of missiles, dealing huge instant burst damage, perfect for boss phases with tight damage windows. Run Knockout for melee damage and health regen, keeping you aggressive after your super, and Touch of Thunder to enhance your storm grenades, adding AoE damage while Grand Overture melts everything in sight. This build maximizes burst DPS, making it a top-tier choice for raids, dungeons, and Grandmasters. Next up, we've got Helm of Saint 14 and Microcosm, a Titan combo that turns your bubble into a battlefield control tool with massive bonus damage. Helm of Saint 14 blinds enemies that enter your Ward of Dawn, keeping you safe while debuffing everything inside. But the real power comes from Microcosm, a heavy trace rifle that gains bonus damage after your super ends. Here's the play. Drop your bubble, blind enemies, and immediately melt them with Microcosm. Since Microcosm counts as an arc weapon despite dealing kinetic damage, you can stack even more buffs. Pair it with Bastion for overshields on barricade cast and Echo of Undermining to make grenades weaken enemies, boosting your DPS. This setup is perfect for boss damage and add control in high-end PvE, turning Titans into walking fortresses with insane firepower. If you want a bubble build that does more than just support, this is it. Next up, we've got No Backup Plans and Lord of Wolves, a Titan combo that turns shotguns into an infinite damage loop. No Backup Plans grants a Void Overshield and health regen on rapid shotgun kills or powerful enemy defeats. And while you have an Overshield, shotguns deal bonus damage and refresh the Overshield on kills. Lord of Wolves is perfect for this, with its burst fire mode shredding enemies fast enough to keep the buffs active indefinitely. Unload Lord of Wolves, trigger an overshield, and start chaining kills for constant sustain and bonus damage. Use Release the Wolves for full auto fire, making it even easier to keep your overshield and damage boost up. Pair this with Offensive Bulwark to extend your Void Overshield and boost melee damage, keeping you aggressive. Next up, we've got Cenotaph Mask and Lodestar, a Warlock combo that turns you into an infinite ammo generator while controlling the battlefield. Cenotaph Mask auto-marks champions and bosses when hit with a trace rifle, and damaging them reloads your weapon, generates special ammo for you, and heavy ammo for your teammates. Pair that with Lodestar, the first ever primary trace rifle, and this synergy becomes unstoppable. Since Lodestar runs on primary ammo, you can fire endlessly while constantly activating Cenotaph's ammo generation perk. Its alt fire unleashes powerful AoE damage, making it perfect for clearing adds while feeding heavy to your team. Run Ionic Sentry, which builds charge through arc weapon and ability kills, then deploys an arc turret that chains lightning between enemies, softening up entire groups while Lodestar melts them down. Next up, we've got Thunderlord and Storm's Keep, a Titan combo that turns your barricade into a lightning-powered turret while stacking massive damage. Storm's Keep enhances your barricade, granting bolt charges over time when standing behind it. Once you reach 10 bolt charges, shooting through the barricade calls down lightning strikes on your target, dealing massive AoE damage. This pairs perfectly with Thunderlord, an arc machine gun that generates bolt charges as it deals damage and triggers chain lightning on kills. By simply firing Thunderlord behind your barricade, you'll charge up instantly, sending constant lightning strikes on every shot, turning any boss or champion into a storm conductor. Run Touch of Thunder to supercharge your storm grenades, adding even more arc devastation, while Thunderlord and your barricade do the heavy lifting. Next up, we've got Geomag stabilizers and Delicate Tomb, a Warlock combo that floods the battlefield with ionic traces for rapid ability and super regeneration. Geomag stabilizers extend Chaos reach duration when damaging enemies and grant super energy when sprinting with your super partially charged, letting you spam your arc super more often. Delicate Tomb takes this further by generating ionic traces on final blows and guaranteeing them on kills against powerful enemies. Ionic traces instantly restore ability energy, and with Spark of Magnitude, they boost your arc super recharge rate, making sure Chaos reaches up faster than ever. Pair this with Electrostatic Mind, so every ionic trace makes you amplified, boosting your speed and recharge rate even further. Next up, we've got Bad Juju and Skull of Dire Ahamkara, a Warlock combo that feeds you endless supers. Bad Juju's String of Curses perk grants bonus super energy on kills, stacks up to 5 times, and reloads the weapon instantly, letting you chain kills and build super energy at an insane rate. Skull of Dire Ahamkara makes this even better by reducing incoming damage while casting Nova Bomb and giving back a huge chunk of super energy on Nova Bomb kills. Since Bad Juju accelerates super gain and Skull refunds super on kills, this creates an infinite loop of super generation. Pair this with Feed the Void, so every Void ability kill triggers Devour, keeping you healed while you cycle through Bad Juju kills and Nova Bombs. This setup thrives in high-end PvE, perfect for dungeons, nightfalls, and activities where frequent supers dominate. Next up, we've got Mantle of Battle Harmony and Vex Mythoclast, a Warlock combo that turns weapon kills into super energy and massive bonus damage. Mantle of Battle Harmony boosts super regeneration on weapon kills that match your subclass, and when your super is full, it grants a 25% weapon damage bonus, making you a DPS powerhouse. Vex Mythoclast, a Solar Fusion rifle in the primary slot, perfectly matches Solar Warlocks, ensuring every kill builds super energy fast. Once your super is charged, Mantle grants a massive solar weapon damage buff, letting Vex tear through bosses and high health targets. Pair this with Ember of Eruption to expand your solar ignitions, and Ember of Ashes to apply scorch stacks faster, making Vex ignite enemies even more often. This setup is perfect for high-end PvE, letting you cycle between super spam and devastating weapon damage. Next up, we've got Vesper of Radius and Kinetic Tremors, a Warlock combo that floods the battlefield with constant arc explosions. Vesper of Radius sends out an arc shockwave whenever you drop a rift, instantly damaging nearby enemies and recharging rift energy faster while surrounded. Pair this with a primary weapon that rolls with Kinetic Tremors, which triggers powerful AoE shockwaves after sustained fire, and you've got an endless loop of arc devastation. With Ionic Sentry, you will build bolt charges over time, and once maxed, your weapons call down lightning strikes on enemies, stacking perfectly with Kinetic Tremors explosions. This build dominates high-end PvE, making dungeons and nightfalls effortless. If you want a Warlock that turns every fight into an Arc Storm, this is the way to play. Next up, we've got Graviton Lance and Nezarec's Sin, a Warlock combo that creates infinite ability regeneration through void destruction. Graviton Lance is one of the best ad-clearing pulse rifles, as its kills cause enemies to explode into void projectiles, dealing chain damage across the battlefield. This pairs perfectly with Nezarec's Sin, which grants faster ability regeneration on void kills. Since Graviton Lance's explosions count as void kills, you'll constantly recharge your grenade, melee, and rift, letting you spam abilities non-stop. Run Feed the Void, so every void ability kill triggers Devour, healing you and restoring ability energy on every kill. This setup thrives in high-end PvE, making dungeons, nightfalls, and add dense encounters effortless. If you want a Warlock build that chains explosions and never runs out of abilities, this is the one. Next up, we've got Getaway Artist, No Time to Explain, and Helm, a Warlock combo that turns Arc Souls into an army of auto-firing turrets. Getaway Artist converts your Arc Grenade into a powered Arc Soul, which auto-fires at enemies and deals extra damage while amplified. No Time to Explain adds to this with its portal that fires at targets on precision hits, creating even more free damage. The synergy gets even crazier with Helm, which makes Rift cast Solar Mortars. Run Bleak Watcher Aspect to spawn another turret along with your Arc Soul. This setup shreds through high-end PvE, making dungeons, nightfalls, and add heavy encounters effortless. If you want a Warlock build that floods the battlefield with Arc Energy, this is the one. Next up, we've got Swarmers and Quicksilver Storm, a Warlock combo that floods the battlefield with Threadlings and Explosive Strand damage. Swarmers make every tangle you destroy spawn Threadlings, which seek out and damage enemies, creating constant area control. Quicksilver Storm synergizes perfectly, as its grenade kills count as strand final blows, creating even more tangles for Swarmers to trigger Threadlings. Run Mind Spun Invocation, so consuming your grenade instantly spawns 3 Threadlings, and Thread of Evolution, which makes Threadlings deal more damage and travel further. Every Quicksilver Storm grenade kill spawns a Tangle. That Tangle spawns Threadlings, and Mind Spun Invocation keeps the loop going, turning this into a never-ending strand swarm. This setup is perfect for high-end PvE, making dungeons, nightfalls, and add dense encounters effortless. If you want a Warlock build that drowns enemies in self-tracking minions, this is the one. Next up, we've got Contraverse Hold and Graviton Lance, a Warlock combo that turns void grenades into an endless cycle of explosions and ability regeneration. Contraverse Hold grants damage resistance while charging a void grenade and refunds grenade energy on grenade kills and hits, letting you spam grenades non-stop. Graviton Lance takes this further by causing void explosions on kills, which count toward ability regen through Contraverse Hold and Devour. Run Feed the Void, so every void ability kill triggers Devour, constantly healing you and restoring grenade energy. Echo of Persistence extends Devour's duration, ensuring you stay alive while spamming grenades and void explosions endlessly. This setup dominates high-end PvE, letting you chain abilities, stay alive, and clear waves effortlessly. If you want a Warlock build that never stops throwing grenades and detonating enemies, this is the build for it. Next up, we've got Dawn Chorus and Skyburner's Oath, a solar Warlock combo that turns burn damage into an unstoppable force. Dawn Chorus boosts Scorch damage, making your solar abilities apply more Scorch stacks and causing your Daybreak projectiles to deal massive bonus burn damage. Skyburner's Oath is perfect for this synergy. It ignites scorched enemies faster, and since it's a solar weapon, it benefits from radiant buffs, making it even stronger. Run Ember of Ashes to apply Scorch stacks even faster, and Ember of Eruption to increase ignition radius, making your burns and explosions hit more enemies at once. This setup dominates high-end PvE, making dungeons, nightfalls, and add dense encounters effortless. If you want a Warlock build that burns everything in sight with constant ignitions, this is the one. Next Hunter combo is all about high burst solar damage and explosive chain reactions. Celestial Nighthawk converts Golden Gun into a single precision shot that deals massive damage, making it one of the highest burst damage supers in the game. Sunshot, a solar hand cannon, makes defeated enemies explode, spreading scorch and ignitions, turning ad waves into chain reactions of fire. The synergy is simple but devastating. Sunshot clears ads while spreading scorch, and when you need to burn down a boss or high priority target, Celestial Nighthawk delivers a supercharged golden gunshot for huge burst damage. Run Ember of Ashes to apply more scorch stacks, ensuring Sunshot's explosions trigger more ignitions. Pair it with Ember of Torches, so powered melee hits make you radiant, increasing Sunshot's damage even further. Next Hunter combo is all about invisibility, weakening enemies, and devastating poison damage. Le Monarque, an exotic void bow, poisons enemies on precision hits, applying damage over time and spreading to nearby enemies. Gyrfalcon's Hauberk makes this even deadlier by granting volatile rounds after emerging from invisibility, allowing Le Monarque to poison, weaken, and explode enemies all at once. Here's the synergy. Go invisible with dodge, then hit enemies with Le Monarque's precision poison shots. As you exit invisibility, Gyrfalcon's Hauberk gives Le Monarque volatile rounds, meaning every hit not only poisons, but also makes enemies explode in void bursts. Run Stylish Executioner, so defeating volatile targets refreshes invisibility, keeping the loop going. Pair it with Echo of Undermining, so your grenades also weaken enemies, maximizing your debuff potential for even more poison and explosions. This Hunter combo is all about infinite arc grenade spam and lightning chain destruction. Shinobu's Vow improves skip grenades, giving them better tracking and an extra grenade charge, while also returning grenade energy on hits. Risk Runner, an exotic arc SMG, grants unlimited ammo and chain lightning damage resistance when you take arc damage, letting you fire endlessly while staying nearly invincible against arc enemies. The synergy comes from throwing skip grenades to tag multiple enemies, instantly refunding grenade energy with Shinobu's Vow. If an arc attack hits you, Risk Runner activates its Arc Conductor perk, giving you unlimited ammo and chain lightning for free ad clear. Flow State keeps you amplified, boosting dodge regeneration and reload speed, while Spark of Shock makes grenades jolt enemies, ensuring Risk Runner keeps chaining lightning across the battlefield. This Hunter combo is all about unlimited dodges and grenade spam. The 6th Coyote grants an extra dodge charge, giving you more frequent invisibility, reloads, or melee energy depending on your subclass. Fighting Lion, an exotic grenade launcher, reloads instantly on damage from a grenade and refunds energy on direct hits, meaning you can fire grenades almost endlessly with smart play. The synergy comes from constantly dodging to reload Fighting Lion and generate grenade energy, letting you fire grenades, dodge, reload, and repeat. Trapper's Ambush gives you invisibility on dodge, making it easier to reposition and survive while spamming explosives. Bomber mods on your class item reduce grenade cooldown every time you dodge, feeding back into Fighting Lion's energy refund loop. This Titan combo is all about turning self-damage into infinite healing and solar ability regeneration. Tommy's Matchbook ramps up damage the longer you fire, but also burns you over time, which is normally a drawback, unless you turn it into a source of infinite restoration. Lorelei Splendor does exactly that by automatically activating restoration whenever you're critically wounded or when you place a barricade, making you nearly unkillable while dealing max damage. The synergy comes from firing Tommy's Matchbook at max burn for its increased damage, while Lorelei Splendor constantly heals you through restoration, negating the self-damage. Soul Invictus creates sunspots on solar ability kills, which further boost restoration and ability regeneration, keeping you alive while feeding you grenades and melee. Ember of Empyrean extends restoration and radiant on solar kills, ensuring you stay buffed indefinitely. This Warlock combo is all about spreading poison, chaining kills, and fueling ability regeneration. Thorn applies poison damage over time on kills, and when picking up remnants, it grants bonus damage and partially refills the magazine. Necrotic Grip amplifies this by making all melee attacks and poison damage spread to nearby enemies, creating a chain reaction of death across the battlefield. The synergy comes from landing a Thorn kill to poison an enemy, then letting Necrotic Grip spread that poison to others. Since both Thorn's poison and Necrotic Grip's effect count as ability damage, this triggers Warlock aspects like Feed the Void, ensuring Devour is always active, keeping you healed and regenerating abilities non-stop. You can use Facet of Dawn to gain Radiant, making your weapons do even more damage. This Titan combo is all about maximizing melee damage and turning close quarters combat into a boss melting machine. Synthoceps grants increased melee lunge range and a 200% melee damage boost when surrounded by enemies, making Titans unstoppable in brawling fights. The Lament, an exotic chainsaw sword, has built-in healing on attacks and exponentially increased damage when fully revved up, making it the perfect weapon to take advantage of Synthocep's damage bonus. The synergy comes from activating the full charge of the Lament, then engaging enemies while surrounded to trigger Synthocep's 3x melee damage multiplier. With Offensive Bulwark, every melee kill extends your overshield and increases melee damage even further, turning you into an unkillable wrecking machine. This Titan combo is all about stacking solar weapon damage buffs and unleashing powerful chain explosions. Polaris Lance rewards precision hits by loading a free explosive solar shot after 4 consecutive crits, making it a consistent long-range damage dealer with built-in AoE potential. Path of Burning Steps grants bonus weapon damage for solar kills through the Firewalker perk, which can stack up to 4 times, turning Polaris Lance into a high-damage, rapid-fire explosion machine. The synergy comes from chaining solar precision kills with Polaris Lance to stack Firewalker, gradually increasing your weapon damage with every solar kill. Since perfect 5th rounds ignite enemies, you'll naturally trigger even more kills, ensuring Firewalker remains active and boosting your DPS. Sol Invictus generates sunspots on solar kills, providing restoration and ability regeneration, keeping you alive while further increasing your damage. This Titan combo turns SMGs into unstoppable infinite ammo powerhouses. Peacekeepers boost handling, sprint speed, slide distance, and airborne effectiveness while wielding an SMG. Scoring hits increases SMG damage by up to 100%, and stowed SMGs reload automatically, ensuring constant fire with no downtime. Risk Runner takes this even further. If you take arc damage, it activates Arc Conductor, granting infinite ammo and chain lightning that spreads across enemies. With Peacekeepers keeping Risk Runner fully reloaded, you'll constantly fire high damage arc rounds while moving at lightning speed. Sprint faster, slide farther, and dodge incoming fire effortlessly, while Risk Runner's arc resistance makes you even harder to kill. Run Juggernaut for an overshield while sprinting, and Spark of Ions to generate ionic traces on jolted enemies, keeping your abilities charged. And that wraps up the top 25 exotic weapon and armor combos in Destiny 2. These synergies turn average builds into unstoppable powerhouses, letting you chain abilities, melt bosses, and dominate high-end PvE content. Whether you want infinite ammo, rapid-fire supers, or non-stop explosions, there's a combo here for every playstyle. Now it's your turn. Which exotic combo is your favorite? Drop a comment below and let's see what the community's running. And don't forget, we're doing a $50 giveaway. To enter, subscribe, comment your favorite combo, and join the Discord. Winner drawn at 30,000 subscribers. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and share it with your fire team. And if you want more game-breaking builds and Destiny 2 guides, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching Insightful Gaming. Stay sharp, stay deadly, and I'll see you in the next one.